What was the moment you knew you couldn't keep living life the way it was? The one that split your world into before and after, where no matter how much you tried, you couldn't fit back into the version of yourself that you used to be. For me, that moment came in 2014. I was working in corporate banking marketing, long hours, big rewards, even bigger stress. And on paper, I had what many people would call success. But beneath the surface, it was quietly stripping me of the very things I thought I was working for. Shortly after Joel and I got married, I had a miscarriage. And just like that, the entire reward system I'd been chasing collapsed. What had seemed important hours earlier suddenly meant nothing. And all I could see was the cost. What this pace and pressure were doing to my body, to my health, to the future family I hope to have. It was one of the big reasons we left the Shire for the Highlands and eventually the Illawarra. Sydney was already becoming expensive, but it wasn't just about money. It was about the life we were buying into. I didn't want the version of success that required sacrificing everything else. The next 10 years looked nothing like the decade before. I was home with the kids, sometimes helping in our family business, and slowly doing the deep, uncomfortable work of turning myself inside out. I questioned everything, what we ate, how we treated each other, the way we solved problems, even the way the marketing world felt to me now. I wanted to understand what lit me up and what shut me down, and nothing was too painful to examine in my search for the version of me I wanted to grow into. And along the way, I met some incredible people and businesses, all trying to create something meaningful in a world that seemed more interested in hustle culture than in true connection. I loved what they were building, but I also noticed something that made my blood boil. Brilliant, heart-led spiritual businesses were burning out, getting lost, or quietly giving up. And not because they weren't good enough, but because they were drowning in templates and growth hacks, fear-based marketing, and a constant race to the bottom. It made me want to burn the whole industry down and start again. And in my own way, I did. I built SoulSpark. I created it to reconnect spiritual businesses with the foundations that actually matter, knowing exactly who you are, what you stand for, and who you're speaking to. I wanted to bring through the real frequency of people's work so that the right clients didn't just notice them, they felt them. Because the healing, wellness, and spiritual world is filled with extraordinary people holding powerful transformations. And yet they're getting lost in a sea of AI-churned content, shrinking attention spans, and soulless marketing. It's become about feeding an algorithm instead of feeding your soul, and I hate it.